What's up, guys? Lorenzo here. Happy Monday, guys. Wow. All right. What a interesting weekend. All right. In news-wise, because a lot of things has been happening in the news, and with the American war, with Israel, Iran, yeah, U.S. Anyways, let's see. Topic for today is I just want to share with you something. This is film related. All right. This is not nothing to do with politics or whatsoever. Let's not go to politics for a while. All right. So it's film related. All right. So anyways, have you ever heard of guys named Neville Dean Taylor? The duo Neville Dean Taylor. Have you heard of those guys? If not, and if yes, you know who I'm talking about. These guys, okay, Mark Neveldine and Brian Taylor. All right, these guys are kinetic, energetic, and punk rock filmmakers, Hollywood filmmakers, way before, during the 2005s to the 2010s. All right, those were their years because that was the time that they were booming. All right, with their films, and they're famous with the Crank movies, Crank 1 and 2, then Gamer. Then they did a few stuff later on, but after Gamer, the one of Jerry Butler, their careers kind of went down the level. So this is an example of a short-term boom. All right, so these guys were really good. They changed the game of filmmaking for a short while, because they introduced the fast-paced, kinetic energy of filmmaking, guerrilla filmmaking. Handheld GoPros, kind of like those old skateboard videos, that they used to make for MTV or something. It's like raw, in-your-face action. And it's kind of like what's this? Kind of like the Red Bull GoPro action sporty videos that you'd see online. They introduced that into film, the style. And I dug it so much before. So and I would film how they film, using my cell phone way before. But then they kind of vanished, from the Hollywood life. So now, sadly, they parted ways. They were best friends. They parted ways. They had the Jackson 5 One Direction moment. Where they just wanted to, do their own stuff. So one directed this, the other one directed that. But it just saddens me that these guys, they kind of fell a bit short, because I admire these guys. These are talented filmmakers. And if you watch the Crank movies, it was new. It was a new genre. They were introducing something new energy. And also Gamer, sci-fi, kind of like the Running Man, Total Recall type of Mad Max type of film. But it kind of fell apart, and it was all right. At least that they had great 5-6 years in the industry that did well, changed the game, introduced a new genre and a way of filmmaking, and they had great future plans. With remaking the 70s Warriors, making it a modern take, with modern gangs that we've never seen before, and yeah, and then that didn't seem to happen. And they wanted to not remake, but adapt the video game Twisted Metal into a film. But then Peacock released theirs, and it was it wasn't that good. So yeah, I kind of miss those guys. I want to share with you these two guys, Mark Neveldine and Brian Taylor. I miss those guys. I hope that those two guys, work together. I think their careers kind of went down the drain after they made, the last Ghost Rider film. That was a big studio film for Sony. And they applied their style and all, but maybe a lot didn't really dig their style. That's why it kind of fell apart. And their connection with Hollywood kind of, it kind of cut ties easily. So there you have it. I admire these guys, and I hope that these guys come back because I love these guys. I love their style. It's Mark Neveldine, and Brian Taylor. And Brian Taylor made the latest Hellboy, The Crooked Man, which I enjoyed. It was a very different take. It was like one of those Hammer horror films or those folklore horror films. It's kind of like The Witch. Like it's kind of like if Robert Eggers made Crank. You know, and it's interesting. It's interesting. It's a new take. It's very far from Guillermo del Toro's take, but it's interesting. It's a watch. You can watch it if you want something new. But these guys are talent. These are what you call underrated, talented filmmakers. That they deserve more. They deserve more notice. They deserve more breaks, more projects. I want to see them work again. I hope, and I admire these guys. And if these guys see this video, please make more movies. We need it. Mark Neveldine, your last film was The Vatican Tapes. Interesting. And then, the last one, Panama. Interesting too. It was a hoot. Maybe not a lot of people dig it, but I dug it. So, yeah, I hope that these two guys, Mark Neveldine, Brian Taylor, make more movies. So if you're a film buff, a cinephile like mine, be sure to check them out because these are the guys these guys are cool. They introduced, let's say, the manosphere of filmmaking, manly filmmaking, rugged, gritty, raw, and just in your face action. It's not like what you see now with all the CGI and all the AI stuff. These guys were grounded. They would do things real. They would blow stuff real. They would make their actors jump off a car for real. They would jump off a parking lot for real. These guys were doing it for real and raw, and they would use all these small cameras. And these guys are like the guerrilla fighters. They're less, but they get down and dirty. These guys are like the seals of cameramen. And one of these guys would wear rollerblades. Sorry, yeah, probably there was a portion where they use a skateboard. I'm not sure. But yeah, this guy wears rollerblades when he makes films and holds the camera and he hangs onto the back of the car. That's wild. These guys are daredevils. So yeah, it's like these are parkour filmmakers, but they have aged, so we won't be seeing them, using rollerblades or in filmmaking. But I just hope that they go back into filmmaking again. So anyways, that's it for today's sharing. So Mark Neveldine, Brian Taylor, if you don't know them, check them out. They're really cool guys, really rugged guys. So badass guys. So anyways, have a good day, have a good afternoon. Pray to the Almighty. Check out the news, keep updated. Work out, eat healthy, and ciao. Gotta bounce, guys.